Hey, Rob.
Hey, bud.
How are you?
I'm surviving. There we go.
Good to you, man. I appreciate you coming on with us tonight on kind of short notice.
That's all right. I was out working on a courier, so it's no big deal.
Yeah. So, y'all, I gave Rob about 20 minutes notice, and he jumped on with us, so we appreciate that.
No problem.
So, you getting ready for the show in Pensacola? Is that the one?
Yep. Yeah. We're gonna try to put up a big old number.
So, yeah, that's exciting.
So
we're gonna have a new Base Wars record.
Yeah. I wanna. I mean, I don't know. I feel that I need to. I want to do a 72 Outlaw for more reasons than just have the loudest for Base Wars.
All right.
To be able to do a 72 with just two 18s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know, I've been there many times, but I don't think I've ever looked inside of the vehicle. I don't think I've ever seen it. Yep. Just seen it outside.
Hey, look into it. You're welcome to. I don't care who looks into it.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, we'll have some fun.
Yeah.
I sent you dates this morning, didn't I?
Yeah. We got one January, February, or March. So we got a few shows here at the house. So.
Yeah. So for everybody listening, we're going to do it in Crestview on January 23rd this year, March the 20th, May the 22nd, July the 24th, September the 18th, and looks like November the 13th. So we'll have a good number of shows there.
Yep, I'm excited. I love the format, love the org. So you guys are doing a good job with it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So, Rob, man, tell us how to be loud.
A whole lot of years.
Yeah. We want you to combine all that into about 20 minutes for us.
Well, the biggest thing is I know there's a lot of people out there that's selling these box designs.
Yeah.
Man, I'm old school. I've been doing this since 94. So, and I can tell you now, I mean, you can get somebody to build you a box design. I know Drew and Jones and those guys are doing them. But man, that's not the one-all fix-all. It's build the box as big as you can, as big as you have the room for, and test. And just test. Yeah. I mean, every vehicle is different. Yeah. So he can build, somebody can design you a box for an S10. And you try to put in 3 different S10s, and every one of them is going to have different reactions. So, test, a lot of testing. I think I've got about 800 hours of testing in the courier.
Wow.
So
there's a guy up north. He kind of says the same thing. His name's Steve Herman. You know Steve? Yeah,
I know of Steve. I don't think I've ever met him personally.
Yeah.
But I know of Steve. Yeah.
And it's what he says. Test.
The thing about it people don't realize is you can get really good subwoofers, really good amps. But if your enclosure is not on spot, trust me, I know. I've been there, done that.
Right.
I mean, my S10, when I had it was no wall. It was loud. It was the first with another organization, it's the first stock style vehicle to be able to do a 70 Outlaw.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, man, it was that was after me being in retirement for 7 years, but legal, it just wouldn't do nothing. It's 65 was it. And it's because I was so used to building for Outlaw, and I had a lot of things wrong. So, but live and learn. I've learned a lot since mid '90s. So, so I've had my fair share of world championships and rings and titles and world records, and it doesn't. None of that matters today. Today matters what I'm going to do tomorrow.
Got to do it again.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, so what role do you think those cages play in the builds, the steel cages?
Major difference between wood. Even 6, 7, 8 layers of wood. I don't care.
Really?
My cage, I can put something on top of my cage and hit it with 44,000 watts, and whatever's on there doesn't move.
Wow.
So where wood will still move. When we was back in the day, when we was building with wood, it was always going back in Duraglass and breaks, because they would always break. So, big difference. And the big key to it is Scott Van Riper would tell you, fill them squares. A lot of people don't fill them squares. Now, if you're putting steel inside, like Hank Beach did, and like the Terra they're building is and Gorman Cassidy, his little truck, steel, it's not as important to fill the squares because you're back welding. But like mine, because I use bolting birch on the inside of mine, I had to fill the squares. So, and I keep the squares small. I see a lot of people doing like 8-inch, 9-inch, 10-inch squares. 5 to 6 inches is all. Every one of my squares is no bigger than 6 inches.
Wow, that's a lot of welding.
Yeah, it's a lot of welding, but if you do it right, you'll be pleasantly pleased with it, because I mean, I'm telling you, it's when you start getting on the level that I'm fortunate enough to have gotten to, things move. And if you can stop things from moving, a loading wall from going from just a stacked wood to an actual steel one was worth 1.2 dB. At
about what decimal? At about what? 168, 169?
No, 167s, 168s. It makes a difference.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, I didn't realize it would have that much difference.
69s is the goal is a 70, legal on the dash. 72 in base wars, which we're going to find out. Now, when we did the show here the last time, and I did that 68.94, that was, and I clamped it. It was on 10K. So I think we've done some things and moved some things around. We can turn it up. Now we can turn it up and we can hit at 44,000 watts and not have to worry about breaking subs. We've had. We learned
2 18s.
2 18s.
And 44,000 watts.
Oh yeah, we still got more in it. These incriminator amps, man, are just they're bulletproof, and they make a ton of power.
How many of them do you have?
I've got 4 inside the truck, 1 per coil. So I mean, we probably got 60,000 watts there, so or more. We've seen more than 15K out of them. But when you start getting them up much higher than that, you start getting a little dirty.
Yeah.
So they're good amps. Good amps. Yeah. The 218s, I'm happy. Yeah,
218s to be doing anywhere close to a 70 is pretty phenomenal, in my opinion.
Yeah. RP Patel is actually the first American vehicle to break a 70 in DB drag. He did a 70.1 with an old Caravan. Of course, they tipped it up on a snow support thing full of concrete and steel.
Right.
And, they're the ones building that Terra now. So that's kind of the goal. The end result is not, Kyle, who's beat me at finals last year, beat me at Mecca finals this year, is a friend. These guys are my friends, and I'm happy to say that. But I still got to beat them. Still got to do my job. But believe it or not, a lot of our goals are to beat the European guys. Those guys, that's the reason I didn't go buy a Panda or a Terra, because I wanted to take an American vehicle and keep up or beat them. So now we're talking 71s plus on the dash. So
right. Yeah, that's loud, man.
but it's fun.
Is that now? Will that be in DB drag?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've actually considered. I want to. Andrew McCain's been a Mod Unlimited world champion, record holder for years. I mean, we've been friends a long time, also, and I actually want to be able to do a number to take that could take his record. So that's why the 72 is, because he has been such a great competitor that it's an honor to be able to keep up with him on half of what he had.
Right.
He had 418s and a bunch of big old DD amps. He had 8 of those. So I want to be able to do his numbers on half.
Wow. Now, I'm sure you know the guy I'm fixing to mention better than I do. But his name is Virgil Williams. Do you know Virgil?
I know Virgil.
How does he do what he does on, I think, 118?
Because
he has, I'm not sure.
He has a severely controlled environment. He is basically extreme cars is what his rabbit was.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are designed. They're almost like a Port Wars type setup. Wow. Now Nathan Munson of Apex Audio, or Audio Apex, I forget which one it is, but anyways, he back in the day had a little Honda CBCC 110 doing on 4 of the DEI 1100Ds, 110-inch subwoofers in one of those vehicles, that 170 back in the day.
Wow.
That back when nobody was touching 70s, even in extreme.
With 110.
110.
Wow.
If you ever get a chance, I mean, if anybody's listeners out there gets a chance to have a conversation with the Munsons, they're very, very, very intelligent. Chris tests his butt off, and Nathan's just a wealth of knowledge. Good people.
Yeah, I met them a couple times at some of the kicker meetings, but also out in Las Vegas at the CES Showdown. I think, Steve Barber's show.
Yeah.
So I've met them, but I don't know them well.
Yeah, they're that's the thing with this car audio community, especially the older guys like me. I've been around forever. We need to try to help educate the new people. Number one, if we don't, the sport is going to die.
Right.
I've already seen when I came back, and it was to go to a finals again after 7 years. Was like, where's everybody at?
Right.
It's like, oh, I thought I was in trouble. So we really need to help each other. But, and I get a chance to say this, the problem I see these days is a lot of the newcomers don't want to listen to the old guys. I mean, I try to help people out and tell them, okay, this is where you need to start. And next thing I know, they've got a box that's built to try to play 20 hertz. That's a nice goal to have, to be loud at 20 hertz. That's an excellent goal to have. Everybody's got to have your goals.
Yeah.
But people's got to understand you got to have to kind of pick and choose. Do you want to be loud SPL wise, or you want to do hair tricks?
Yeah. So
now, if you got money like Daniel Powell and a lot of these guys, Duncan, if you got the cone area and the power to put in there and the battery, yeah, you're going to do some big numbers at low frequency. But man, if you're just doing one amp, one 3,500 watt amp and 18, you're not gonna be able to do both.
Right. I always get in trouble. I asked the guy. He says, he's built it. I've done this 3 or 4 times. I got to quit doing it. But they say, man, I rebuilt it. And I say, is it windy or is it loud? And they just don't like that. Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be one or the other, unless, like you said, you got gobs of power.
Yeah. I would really like to next year build something for Heather just for demo purposes, not really for the lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, I don't care if it plays 20 hertz. I mean, 20 hertz don't do nothing for me. That's my opinion. I want hers to be able to do hair tricks. I put up a picture, or I put up a video of me. Oh Lord, years ago back at Heatwave in my van. Now it wasn't long hair tricks. I mean, I could have, but they just wanted a promo type of deal for kinetic battery and DB drive. And we showed that we could do hair tricks. That was 67 hertz on about 2,000 watts. And it was just, back in the day.
Hair tricks at 67 hertz?
Yeah. Oh yeah. My van played about anything under about 3 cycles out, and even a low power, it just acts stupid. That van did. Huh. Yeah. Go ahead. Heather wanted to bring the critter and say hi.
Right. Now, yeah. Wait a minute now. Is that a new one?
That's a new one.
Yeah.
He's a cane Corson. He's already like 25 pounds, and he's only like 10 weeks old.
Dang. Right?
Good boy.
Yeah, he looks like he's having a good time. Looks like he just found himself.
Yep. We almost ended up with one of his sisters. But anyways, 67 hertz, about 2. I think we clamped. He's only doing about 2,200 watts. And but hair tricks are not nothing new. We've been doing them for years. Charles Estes is the one that talked me into doing it. And but so that was my point being made. One of the local guys, I sent him that video and said, see, you don't need 20 hertz to make your hair go, man. You don't need it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a high frequency like that, other than I guess Alma Gates back in the day. She did it with high frequency.
Yep. That
70 hertz was electrifying.
Yeah. See, Steve Herman's on finally.
Oh, you know what? I forgot I'm not even looking at the comments either. I'd forgotten about them. Yeah. Yeah. So Jimmy had to put his dog down today. He didn't feel like coming to being on with us. That would be no fun.
Yeah.
That'd be horrible.
Man, I'm not ready for it. That's kind of why we got the ward. We named him Warden. And yes, after the incriminated audio awards. But that's kind of why we got him, because we know it's not going to be long for Dallas. Dallas been around a while. We've had it for a while. He's a good dog. So
yeah. Huh. So so you think that cage is kind of a big deal? What about the guys that are throwing 10,000 watts, and they're maybe walled with 215s or 415s? At what level you think that cage gets important? Like, do you think it's important at 157, 156, 157?
I would start considering steel, probably in about a 20,000 watt range. 60s is when you'd really want to start. Yeah, that's where I would do it. I can't say that if we do build something for Heather to do a hair tricks demo, that it's going to be out of steel. Depends on how loud that, how loud that she wants it, or how loud we're going to try to make it, what we're going to try to do with it. But it's a lot of work. Steel's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
But it's worth it. If you want to play on a bigger level, yeah, you need to go steel. Just like ported boxes, vented boxes. Believe it or not, for competition, it's kind of going by the wayside. Everybody's doing fourth orders.
Yeah.
I mean, Neil Barber in his Bronco, fourth order. Look at Hank Beats is doing it, that stinking little truck, Fiorina. I mean,
Right.
these guys doing a 70 on the dash, one amplifier, one Salt 12, 26,000 watts, doing right at a 70.
Man.
I mean, that's stupid.
That's
he's
crazy.
doing numbers bigger than Super Street 5 Plus, but it's a fourth order. So,
yeah.
But everything's evolving. It just keeps going. It's more and more and more. Just when I came back, I mean, I was running batteries when I retired.
Mm-hmm.
I come back, and then now they got this little thing caps. I'm like, what the heck? So I talked to some of my friends, and they're like, yeah, that's the way to go. So that's what we did.
The last one that I had built up, I had 8Ds and caps on top of them.
Yeah.
Was the thing to do.
Yep. Actually, I have ordered today some of the they're not Winston cells anymore. I think they've got Alphard has got involved with it and using the Winston cases, but that's what all the Russian competitors are using. I'm actually going to test some with caps when I get them. So, I had some of the C-Max with caps, and we hit my truck anywhere from 12 to 45,000 watts, my Dakota, and we dropped 2.26 of a volt in 26 hits.
Dang.
So I hear a lot about, the technology, you can't mix the technology. Bull crap. I did it. Had no issues, zero issues. So, and it's great, especially for testing, because you don't have to charge every 3 or 4 hits, especially when you're testing 45,000 watts. Right. At that level, you're dropping, like my truck on 43,000 watts, it dropped 0.31
per hit.
One hit. That's one hit. So we're gonna use the lithium to back it up. So.
Well, I had not originally intended on a steel cage in my truck, but
bring it over.
Sounds like
bring it over.
Yeah. Okay.
I got a welder. I've got one of the plasma. I've got those new metal bladed chop saws, which are amazing. You use the carbide, the fiber chop saws, and you go to this new one with the saw blade on it, you'll never go back.
Really?
Yeah.
So what size steel are you using?
I use 1x2 thick wall.
Thick wall.
3/16.
3/16. Oh.
Yeah.
3/16.
Yeah, 3/16 on it. I think I've got some 3/16 and some 1/8 inch in there. So yeah, that's important too. If you start getting the thin gauge wall,
Right. I wouldn't see that doing very much good.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be smart about it when you do build it. So, but shoot, bring it over, man. I love it. We get Heather out there in her fuzzy slippers again, welding.
All right. Sounds like fun to me.
Yep.
Dang, I hadn't planned on that. But it sounds like I better.
Yeah, I'm trying to read some of these.
Yeah, I don't think you replaced the voice coil on an L7. I think you replaced the L7. There is one guy that can replace them. But honestly, and I saw a video, you can YouTube it, but I don't remember the guy's name. It's kind of rare that you do that, but I did see a YouTube video of a guy replacing the stuff on an L7.
So Steve, you dropped 0.5 on a 25K burp on 160 amp hour Yinglongs. Is that correct, Steve? Is Incriminator the move?
Well,
I was with, yes, good everything. Now, I was running Sundown stuff. I got it through a friend of mine. He owns a shop in New Mexico. Sundown stuff is just phenomenal. Jacob, Brandon, Derek are great. The whole team is great people. Nothing bad to say about them. I love them. But I was in a position, I thought I was the subwoofers was the issue, and I did switch to Incriminator. But the thing with Incriminator is we came down, drove all the way from New Mexico down here to Daytona for Spring Break Nationals. Actually, it was the last one they've ever had. But we spent 6 hours. Nick, the owner of Incriminator, spent 6 hours on the tailgate of a truck rebuilding my Sundown subs so I can compete the next day. And I ended up winning all three organizations, first place in all three organizations with busted. I mean, we called them the Resurrection Series because they were nothing but CA glue, fiberglass resin, fiberglass mat, E6000. I mean, I think I've still got one of those, the sub, because we gutted it and kept it kind of as a souvenir. But Nick and those guys up there, the customer service is it's really, really good.
Where's the company at?
They're out of up in Alabama. Killen, Killen.
Yeah, I've
Alabama.
heard of it.
Up there by Muscle Shoals, Steve Cook and those guys.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's where they're out of. But, you know, and that's the thing of it is we have so many really good companies, Sundown and Incriminator, Kicker. I mean, come on, Kicker's. I love Kicker. Kicker's been around.
He's pioneered it all for us.
Yeah. I mean, I hear a lot of riffraff about it, but you know what?
Just idiots.
Steve and those guys, yes, are just amazing. And the thing about it is, they always have and always will be the type of company that will do anything for anybody if they can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, they're the ones that pioneered all this for us.
Well, yeah. Check this out. How many companies would be ready to sponsor an up and coming org like me?
Yeah.
Right? But they've come on strong to help us.
They're business people. We got to understand that. And back in the day when I was started out and stuff, they were just giving stuff away, but they had to make the right move. And I think right now they see something in Base Wars as I do. And I mean, I'm a nobody, but I definitely see something in the organization. I love it. And I think that's why they got behind it, because they see something in it too.
Yeah. Well, they've been good to us for sure. And I think, they probably learned a little something in the past as well. They, like you said, they gave away a lot of stuff. And at every turn that we have talked, not we as in, but I have been with them and listened to some of the conversations that they had. They're not going to be giving stuff away anymore. They're probably not going to paint anybody's cars or buy wheels as they did for a lot of people back then. They're probably not going to do that anymore. But business people they are, and here they are jumping back in.
Yeah, when USAC finals, last year I guess they we had that meeting. That was that made me happy to see that they're getting back after it. And I can see and I feel that they're getting back after it, not like if they haven't even missed a step. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're, but like I said, that's the type of guys they are. The company they are. So good company. David Bryant says steel is not an option for most people. It isn't, it ain't. I mean, if you try to build a Baltic birch box, that wood is expensive. And right now, all wood is expensive. I mean, what's it? 3/4 inch
Right.
MDF is what, $38 a sheet, 35,
Yeah.
38 a sheet now?
Yeah.
You go out and buy a few sticks of steel that, I mean, you don't have to go stupid like I did. But I mean, if you build it right, you can still do it for about the price of a big wooden box.
Hmm.
If you're building something like a no wall vehicle, like an S10 or something like that, no, you don't need a steel box. No, but if you're going to build a wall vehicle, you need to consider it.
Yeah. I think David has 2 or 3 15s in the back of a Ford F-150. He's pretty loud. I think mid to high 50s, I think. He's got a good clean sound. So for him, he probably wouldn't want to steel cage his, I mean,
No,
probably not.
no, it's like everything else. Everything's got its place.
Yeah, that's right.
As my grandpa said, you never put an elevator in an outhouse. Everything's got
Right.
its place.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I'm trying to see. Okay. 100 amp charging, 1,000 amp charging. Man, I wonder why you're dropping so much. I mean, especially on 25K. I wonder if you got a bad cell or something. That seems like an awful lot on 160 amp hour. But
I think that's on his new van. He's building a van, I think.
yeah,
Well, it may not be though, because I saw him post that he would have it playing music, by this coming up weekend. But so maybe he's talking about his Suburban.
well, something else I ain't considered neither is that voltage drop. Is that on a burp or is that on 30 seconds of music? Because that'd be a difference.
Right. Yeah, he said it's Suburban.
Yeah, I see that. Is that is that on a burp or like a demo, like a 30-second or 1 minute music run? Is
I
that
tell you what, I have an idea. If I don't know if you're sitting ready, but if you want to, Steve, we'll bring you on. Right? We'll have a party.
Yep, there you go. Oh, so it drops. So you had like on if you put your meter on min max and put on min, so it dropped down to a 14.3, but it came right back. So you know that's pleasures of lithium. That I mean, Bo Boring, man, he hit that van when he did that 170 dB at the headrest up in Indiana for Mecca Finals the night before. I forget how many hits, and that C-Max just did not drop. I mean, just did not drop. This is just insane. So
And how much
lithium,
did he have?
Bo has 22 incriminator 40.1s. They're rated 4,800 watts a piece on 12 volt. Now
That's a lot. That's a lot.
but well, he don't use all of it.
Yeah, man.
His impedance rise goes to like high, it's huge. He ain't getting that's not a whole lot of power. I think he did a 71.8. I forget. He did it to Dozen Show. He had it clamped up and stuff. And I think he did that with 3,200 watts a sub on 11 subs.
Wow.
Yeah. That's when he blew his passenger side window out. So,
Huh.
Yeah, stinking fourth orders, man. He's got his figured out. Oh, I mean, he's. I see you try to do the math in your head.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, man. That's you know, if it's got a lot of rides, we ain't talking about efficiency here. So what are we talking about?
Well, I mean, you got 15 or 11 15-inch Wardens in a fourth order and an Astro that's built right. And nobody has put this together. And I'm going to put this out there. He might kick me in my ass for saying this. He's doing these numbers on a vehicle that's built for music.
Wow.
He is what, 3-time bass boxing champion. He plays at 58 hertz. Yeah. So those numbers are at 58 hertz. That he's built to play music.
Man, what kind of fourth order he got?
It's just a big fourth order.
What did he peak at when he did that at the headrest?
58 hertz. Okay. Yeah. That band plays 58 hertz. Now, when he opens his doors, I'm not sure those things factor in. Because in bass boxing, you have to do it sealed, one door open, two doors open. So I know his frequency shifts, depends on which run he's in. But sealed up, he's 58 hertz.
So see if there's a way that you can explain this to those of us that don't know, right? And the people that are not real experienced. How does one calculate his box rise?
How to calculate box rise?
Yeah,
it's your amperage divided by voltage. Well, voltage divided by amperage will get you your box rise. So
I guess where you peak.
Yeah. That's where you can tell so much about your about everything about your amps and your subs, and that's why everybody asks me, well, why do you got 4 voltmeters on one on each coil? Well, now I got an amp clamp on each one too, because I data log every hit, every coil, every sub, temperatures. I data log everything. I've gotten so OCD about it. It's pathetic.
Wow. There we go. We got Steve in here with us now. Looks like he's in a vehicle, maybe. Hey, Steve.
Oh, we lost him.
Yeah, we lost him. It's difficult, I think, on the phone sometimes. He'll pop back.
Hold on.
So once you figure out that box rise, what can you what will that tell you?
What do you mean as far as?
Like if somebody figures out what their box rise is, what can they do with that? Know if they need more power? Know if they need to change the box? I mean,
box rise, change in volume. If it's whether it's a sealed or a vented box, fourth order, you can change, like on a fourth order, you change your sealed section or your ported section. You can control by your enclosure. You can control your box rise.
Right.
I mean, and of course, the higher the box rise, the less power you're going to get out of an amplifier. Box rise is showing efficiency too, though. So you got to use kind of factors in there too.
Right. So the goal would be low box rise?
Yes. If you got a 1 ohm stable amplifier, like our amps are 1 ohm rated, but we start out at our nominal at 0.35. But like mine goes 0.35 on a burp to 1.5, 1.6. But that's the pleasures of a fourth order too, is you're going to have a higher box rise. Fourth orders are just way more efficient that's why everybody's getting away from them. So I've got friends that has sworn by vented enclosures like me, and now are building fourth order vehicles because they have come to see the light. You know, it's just me. I've never done a fourth order until I did the Dakota when I switched it to 218s, and I learned so much. What are you looking at?
I hear voices.
Billy, that's not a good thing to do on live.
Right? I hear voices. I think we lost Steve. He said he didn't have a lot of signal in his garage. I'm not sure he can make it.
Yeah, that's all right. But how do I'm gonna go tell my youngster good night real quick. Can I bail off here?
Yeah, I got you. Come on back whenever you get ready. All right, y'all. So somebody bail me out. Somebody give me a question. Especially now since Steve can't make it. I'm going through our comments trying to find one. Oh, somebody likes my intro. Yeah, that thing's pretty cool. I've been working on videos to try and promote Base Wars. Oh, yeah, okay. So next year's new classes. So here's some classes that I'm thinking of creating, and I don't have my pad in front of me. Well, I do, but I really probably can't read my writing. I'm not sure if we're going to create a trunk class or a no-wall class, but it'll be one of those or maybe both of those. I'm not sure. Trying to protect a guy that might come into the lanes with 112 in an SUV. Somebody comes with a 12 in a Tahoe, or trying to protect 215s from having to compete against a wall. Though there are a few people that do it, not everybody can. So anyway, I'm just trying to fill in the gaps where I think there might be in Base Wars' classes, if you will. So it'll either be a trunk class or a no wall class. They won't be called that, by the way, because everybody and their mother calls them that. So they'll be called something else. But and most likely we'll do a console box class, just because right now, if you have a console box, you have to meter up on the glass. The reason that is because it's only going to be a matter of time before somebody wants to port that console box out over to where the meter is. So I'm just trying to prevent that before it happens. But anyway, so there's a few classes that'll probably be coming within the next couple of weeks. All right, Rob.
Tim said, "Can I ask Tim Ellis? Can you put an L7 in a fourth?" Yes. I don't know that there's any sub that you can't put in a fourth. And trust me, this is something I just found out. Key is the sealed section is make sure that you don't build it too small that you can't get the mechanical X-Max of your subs. I actually, I had a very, very small after displacement. Each of my tubes was 1.26 cubic feet per sub, 1.26. The sub barely fit in the closure. Right. We actually added, now it's up to about 1.6, and I liked it. So we're actually going to try to make it a little bit bigger and keep testing that way too.
Just for your 18?
Yeah.
Wow.
We was finding out I would get to about 30,000 watts and have decent jumps up to that point. And then at that point on, I would get like a 10th with about 18,000 watts more. So I'd go from 30 to, or not quite that much. I'd go from 30 to 44 and I'd gain a 10th. we was reaching power compression, but Nick Wright with Incriminator told me, he says, you got to open up that sealed section. He says you should taper down when you start to reach mechanical, compression, power compression. He said you should do that gradually, and I knew that, but we were just, we gained dB, then we gained a tenth. Yeah. So he told me to open up the box, and I talked to him today and told him the results of it and stuff, and he's right. He knows the subs better than anybody, and it helped. And we're actually going to make it a little bit bigger and test it before we make everything permanent again. But it's the best part about all this is learning. I mean, I enjoy it. I've got a wealth of knowledge that I can reach out to if I need to. But I built this truck. I tuned this truck. Yes, I did what I'm supposed to do and asked people for input.
Right.
But to be honest with you, this is all me and Heather. So
right.
I think Robert Lothbrook, because I don't weld upside down, he came over and welded underneath a little bit and welded inside a cage a little bit, but not much. But he helped me out in the pinch. But it's a lot of learning, a whole lot of learning.
Man.
But I mean, heck, I can put this out there. I think almost everybody knows this. That the truck will do 168.8 on 218s legal on the dash.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
So,
man, now what on subs are you running? Are you running anything special, or can anybody buy them?
Anybody can buy these Wardens. We're running a 0.35 per coil, so I think you can order the Wardens 0.35, 0.5, 0.7. I think he's 0.35, 0.7, and then 1, 2. I don't even know if he makes the dual 4. He might.
Wow.
He build you anything you want. I mean, heck, you tell him. He's actually, I won't name the company, but a buddy of mine needed some recones for some other Neos. And Nick said, send me these measurements. We sent him the measurements and he shipped him recones. And his saw parts was actually 0.6 louder than the stubs. Yeah.
Wow.
It was, we drew the straight data, straight swap.
Dang.
But he can build it. And the good thing is he'll with Incriminator, well, Sundown, I believe, will do this too, to a point for their competitors. But if you tell them what you want, what you need, they will build them for you. If you're a competitor, they will build them for you.
That's cool.
Yeah. Nick, Nick is, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. You tell him what power class you're in, he'll build you a sub for that power class to optimize in that. We actually tried some of it. He's got composite cones now. He has composite cones now, and we tried them in a low power. Oh man, I was excited. We got back up to about 167 dB, and that gain wasn't there no more. It was the same as a regular paper cone. I have reinforced paper cones, but man, they're pretty, but we're not breaking subs.
That's a biggie.
I hit my truck the other day, yesterday, the first time. I finally got it back together, decided to spend some time with it. And we did a couple, hits, and we separated the edge of the surround away from the cone. Paper pulled apart, just in probably about a 6-8 inch section. And I was like, what the heck? Why are we breaking subs? We don't break subs at this power. I mean, not anymore. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna walk away from the truck, come back, and I walked into the shop, and the passenger door is open. The lock assembly on the door is ripped apart and 2 screws are busted or busted.
Wow.
That's how much pressure happens in these damn little trucks. So now we know why the sub broke, because the cabin unloaded. So, sealed. So we unloaded the cabin, which caused the top sub to say, "Nah, we're not doing this." And so at least we know why it broke now.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy that a door being open or not would affect your system like that. That is crazy.
On the fourth orders, it'll. Now, if the driver's side door would have popped open, I'd probably, just like this one did, the way the cabin is and the way it's vented, the port is on the driver's side like that, it probably would have dropped about 6/10. But when that passenger door pops open, everything unloads. It's like a drag car when the tires bust loose, all hell breaks loose. And that's the same thing with these. When that door can come open, it unloaded those subs. And thank God, I'm pulling the other one tomorrow to check it, but thank God it was just the one. But shoot, I fixed it and doctored it up. We're going to put it back in and keep going.
So now, you have fourth order?
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess, so how does it unload? Because it seemed like that sealed section ought to hold it back.
Well, you got to understand, when something's in a controlled environment and it's moving, and then all of a sudden, on a fourth order, the cabin is kind of a part of the enclosure in a sense.
Is it acting like a sealed enclosure on the front side too?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're loading that, and you put that pressure. I mean, even when we're testing, I have 3 sensors. I put one in the center glass, one in this legal location, and one on the vent window on the side door. And it's always louder on that vent door because what we do is when we're doing our loading wall, we focus that wave. You want it to be on the legal position, but anyways, yeah, man, when that door comes open, man, it unloads, and that sub don't know what to do because all of a sudden it's playing, okay, it's going at this one steady, 67 hertz. And then all of a sudden, when that door pops open, the resonant frequency of that cabin changes. And it's nothing like that. Oh, wow. Yeah. If I change one frequency, if I go from 67 to 68, I drop 1.2 dB.
Wow.
One frequency.
That's huge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, if I go to 66, I drop about 0.4. But yeah, man, you change frequencies and they flip out, and you can lose a sub too if you ain't careful. If you go too many frequencies off, you'll start throwing your subs out because you're playing out of tuning, and it's a mess. So fourth orders are very picky.
Man. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I see them in a lot of 160 vehicles, 155, 158, and even some lower, so they're not really on that level. But I mean, I've gotten several demos, that like get in and shut the door, and you ain't getting a demo without that door being shut. And I'm thinking, you don't have to kill me, but really it's to keep them from unloading.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. It keeps them from unloading. And it's crazy. And I've had many people sit in my truck. I'll have somebody, I'll open it at low volume, of course. I'll get somebody, a couple 100 watts, and I'll let somebody get in the driver's side and listen for the feel and listen the pressure. And then you get in front of the subs. I mean, get in the box. It's big enough. You can get in the box, get in there and put your head right in front of the subs and the intensity of it. Then you get back out of the box and you'll put your head over, on the legal side of location or down in the kick. Holy smokes. It's the way the pressure builds. It's crazy. You can actually put your head by the steering wheel and it's nothing. It's nothing. Even with the door open. But you put your head in the box and it gets a little intense. You put your head over the other side, that's tuning.
Huh.
It gets pretty nasty over there at about, I think 400 watts. It gets pretty damn nasty over there.
All right.
400 watts.
Let me ask you this: How do you focus? Uh, how do you focus it where the meter is? How does somebody do that?
Angles inside the box and
Uh-huh.
the how you your loading wall, how you design your loading wall. Your loading wall is what tunes the front portion. Uh, your sealed section is sealed. It's going to play. The only way to change that is doing what I've done is by changing the volume of it.
Mm-hmm.
Your loading wall is what's going to change. Is actually going to tune to your vehicle, and it's also going to help focus that wave.
Now, when you say change that loading wall, do you mean make it thicker, make the I'm gonna call it a port, but make that smaller, bigger? Which are you talking about, or both?
Both, both, yeah.
Wow.
Um, a thicker loading wall is going to. I actually started off with a 6-inch loading wall, and when I went to a 4-inch, it it started to come alive.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. And then I mean, when I had 4-inch loading wall, all I had was 2x4 stacked, screwed. That's all I had. That's how I tested.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started realizing that I would tape with foil tape the back side because you're going to have those cracks in there. And then I noticed every time I'd hit it kind of hard, the foil tape would be pushed off. I was like, what the heck? You should have pressure against that.
Right.
No, that pressure is going around that wall and forcing that pressure to come back through those cracks. So
Wow.
I put 2x6s laying flat on the front side of that and gained 0.8 just by sealing it and making that
Wow.
loading wall
You would
stronger.
not have expected that. Now that's what you're talking about by testing.
Yes.
Trial and error.
Oh, I'll tell anybody, if you're testing and you're playing your vehicle and you're scratching your head and some crazy, silly, stupid idea pops in your head, try it. Serious, try it. We went from a 4-inch roundover PVC, just cut it, slide it over the end of your loading wall.
Yeah.
We decided to try a 6-inch. So I went and got some 6-inch PVC, 0.6 dB.
Wow.
Some reason it likes that bigger hoop yeah. So now there's things that we're doing inside the enclosure now. And if people want to see it, they can. But a lot of people put 45s in angles. We're trying something new, and it's working.
Yeah.
We're finally starting to do some of the Bondo work and
Yeah.
smoothing things out and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
those are
I
the things you got
stopped
to do
doing
to
the
get
45s. I just usually try to do a little pipe in there.
in the corner behind the loading wall. We've been using actually 3 layers, but it was 7.5 inches 45, and that's where it seemed to like. That's when I added another layer, it didn't like it. It wouldn't gain. It would get less efficient. So you take that layer back out, you go back to that 45. Well, now we're using a part of a bigger PVC pipe in there instead of a 45. Now if I don't know if it kind of rolls over now. So my loading wall is here, my edge, it kind of goes around instead of 45.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it doesn't show a lot of promise on 15, 20,000 watts. But when you start putting that pressure to it, and then you got that big 6-inch round over, it just makes that pressure flow out. And it just, yeah.
Hmm.
This truck is the best thing I've found. And Neil Barber actually is the one that came up with the idea of a courier. And boy, that boy was on point. He knew what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I
That's
wish,
cool.
yeah. So I mean, but this is going to be the vehicle that's going to keep up with the Europeans.
So on the norm, you're sitting around at your house, You got the truck all done. And you're like, let me try this. That's the way it is.
Yep.
Dang, you got to have a lot of Gatorade there.
Yeah, Propel. I drink the crap out of Propel.
Right,
But,
right.
yeah, we there's times I'll get up at 3:00 in the morning and go out there and look at it. Like, will this work? It's just I don't know if it's because where I'm at and what I'm trying for, or if it's just insanity. But I mean, I'll spend a lot of time just looking at the truck and trying to figure out in my head if this is going to work or not until I get to the point where it says, just try it, stupid. And then it works or it don't. And plus me, there's been a whole lot of it don'ts.
Yeah.
A lot of it don'ts. This is my third loading wall. Well, actually, it's a fourth because now it's steel. But it's I mean,
Man, that's a lot of building.
I've been back since 2017 is my first year back. This is my third vehicle. I had the S10, and the first year back it popped 70 Outlaw. Came back the next year with the Dakota, which you seen when I had the 615s in it, no wall.
I thought it was 4.
No, it was
It was 6. Right.
It was 615s in there, and that thing would do over 70 Outlaw. And then we moved it to a fourth order, and it just I learned a lot of my mistakes on that one for this one. So, and this one here is doing a lot better. I mean, I said we're doing 168 dB.
Yeah.
And change.
What was say one of those mistakes?
What one mistake?
What was maybe one of those mistakes on that Dodge?
The biggest mistake. Well, we'll go back to the no wall. The biggest mistake, and this is something that everybody, all the steel stuff. We built the box was steel, and the baffle that we mounted the subs to was steel. And with Neos, we start putting a bunch of power to them. It would actually feed back through the speaker leads. I was taking out subs, amps, and head units. I went through 15 head units in 1 year until we figured out it wasn't the subs, because we switched subs. I was still doing the same crap, taking out amps. That's the only reason I've blown any amps. Since I've got away from that, I haven't heard no amps. Steel baffle.
So you had some sort of a
backfeed.
EMF, I guess?
Yep.
Feedback through that wall to the ground of the vehicle?
It was going back through the RCAs. It would go back through the speaker, it was going through the signal channel, not through the power. It was going through the signal. But it was dead short back through there.
Wow.
Steel baffles. Bud Hurt Express. Dan Horner had it, and then Soundcheck had it. They were having the same problems. They had a steel baffle too, steel load baffle. So,
dang.
So build everything else out of steel, but don't ever mount those subs to steel. Trust me, you will regret it. I lost a Clarion that I've had for a lot of years, DRZ 9255, my baby. I lost that head unit to that fiasco.
Dang.
Yep. So.
Yeah, that'd be a hard one to figure out.
Oh, it was. We've asked everybody, and then we've just finally started figuring it out the hard way.
Yeah.
That was the single biggest mistake since I've been back. Backwards thing that I've figured out, and it's also the very most expensive.
Right.
That fiasco cost me thousands and thousands of dollars.
Right.
So,
man.
But we're on the right track. We're on the right track. We're, I'm sorry, I was looking at Steve. Yes, Sundown. I don't know who's building their subs or custom for them anymore. I know Gary Fletcher was. But I don't think he's doing that with them anymore. I know Chris Munson and Kyle from Clippo. I know they're building a lot of stuff for him now, but I don't know who's doing their custom stuff.
I don't remember exactly what he was doing, but I saw that Travis and them out in Vegas was doing something for him as well.
I don't know. They might be building subs for him too.
I know they're doing something. I don't remember exactly what, but I remember seeing posts about it.
Oh, Dan. Yeah, Dan Horner. Dan builds a good sub. Those guys are the crazy concoctions those guys are coming up with these subs and the parts and Dennis Dredden's, Anderson's cones are, sky's the limit. The sky's the limit if you really want to do it. But the problem is I don't know, like kicker, I don't know how far they're going to go and what coils they're going to offer and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I know they're going to have some interchangeable soft parts, kind of order what you want kind of thing. But I don't know how many coils they're going to offer.
Yeah. I think as long as they did the dual halves, ones, twos, and fours, that's the most common. I mean,
yeah.
Are they going to come out with any amps or anything?
Well, they say they wouldn't build a speaker without something to push it, but I don't think they've actually announced that they're going to come out with an amp.
I was wondering. I know they come out with the new subs, so which is a good move. I'd like to see them come out with something, but I hope if they do, hopefully they'll do something with some power because the 2400 watt amps don't cut it anymore.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They said on here, or actually on their podcast that they do, I believe the term was, "Why would we build a speaker and not build an amp for it?" But they never said exactly what was going to be. So,
leaving
I
something
probably
to the
can't
imagination.
say. I probably can't say. I don't want to get in trouble. So,
yeah, I mean,
that was words from Kip's mouth. So,
yeah. Oh, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, nobody. I bet you. I know nobody expected them to come back out with the subs again, or even get back, even remotely thinking about getting back in the lanes again. Which is, like I said, I don't know. I think it's awesome. I would love to have a couple of the Solo X18s just to test. I'd find a way to test them, just to be interesting, to be a part of that.
Yeah, man, I'm confident that they're going to be back in the lanes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you see the moves they're making. They're not doing this for your they got the L7s and L5s for that.
Right. Yeah, I don't think they would have spent 3.5 years, or actually 4 years now, at every large show there was, with engineers walking around asking questions.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
I look forward to it. I'm excited. I like a lot of the other speakers, but the reality is, I personally have never ran a speaker since I was 12 years old that wasn't a kicker, and I'm 47. And I mean, I have not owned a speaker of any kind barring the PA system I use for Bass Wars, that wasn't a kicker.
Yeah.
I just never have. But now, I've always been a sound quality competitor. I bowed out some time ago, and then I bought those 1212s and put in my truck. And when I started building it up, I looked around and we had nowhere to compete, which is kind of how Bass Wars got started. So I haven't used them. So any information that I have on speakers nowadays is just simply what I see from sitting in that table and running, 60, 70 shows a year. That's the only way I can tell you what I think works and what doesn't work, just based on what I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, yeah, I've had I've had quite a few different kicker products. A lot of friends has ran them. A lot of friends competed in the lanes with them. A lot of years trying to beat them. So I don't know. Yeah, it's just like everything else, though. It's live and learn.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I look forward to it now. So once this new product comes out, I'm gonna put that in my truck, and that's what he's asking when my truck's gonna be finished. I'm guessing October and November this year. But yeah, I look forward to getting out and playing with all you guys too. You know,
when are you gonna bring the truck over so we can put a steel cage in it?
soon as I fix the side, which should be in about next week or two.
Okay. Well, we got a spot over here for it.
Yeah, well, I will bring it almost immediately. We'll have some fun.
There you go. That's what it's about right there. That's right there is the most important.
Right.
Competing and winning is great. And competing and losing, but learning in the process is great. With camaraderie, man, just laughing and cutting up. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. You know, I don't know what exactly is going to go in the truck. I will look forward to actually talking with Kicker more about that. But my idea for the truck, I'm not going to compete. I'm certainly not going to compete in my own organization, you know. But I look forward to taking that truck to 50 shows next year and playing with it. You know, be it not just base horse shows, all the different shows. So that's really what I want to. I want to just go play with it. I miss it.
Yeah. How long have you been without?
Man, it broke. I guess about a year ago when the wheel come off, and I had the 1212s in there, and it was, it was a 60 bill, but man, I just loved hearing it. I love listening to it when I drive it around. It will be also this time. We'll have to figure a way to cover up those door speakers, but it's going to be a sound quality build as well. I'm gonna build that front, and then we're gonna just put as much as we can in the back.
There you go.
I will probably use some of those. Just depends. I don't know exactly what all's out there right now, but I'm a real big fan of the 6.5s, and I had a set of 10s built in the floorboard and the sealed enclosure, and man, they just sounded good. So I guess what I'm saying, as far as good sound in the truck, might not even need the wall. Those 10s did the job, but I'm just worried about that crushing all that stuff up front. So have to. I don't know. Don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It depends on how loud you can make the back. I mean, that's how much pressure. I think
as much as we can.
Yeah. You don't know until you try. Figure it out, get it playing, get it loud.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Some we'll have to work on when you get it down. Bring it down here or whatever.
Well, as a matter of fact, I've already got everything I need to fix it. And
what's up, Mel?
Do you know Rod Escott?
No.
Rod Escott. Well, he said he's willing to help me fix the site. Anyway, he's up in Alabama too. I think somewhere. I don't know exactly where he's at, but I think Montgomery area. So anyway, so when it leaves his place, I might just come straight to your place.
That's fine. That's fine, Jeff.
We'll have some fun with it.
Right. Yeah, we try and read what. Can't wait to hear. Shane Riggs says, can't wait to hear that truck.
Yeah. Shane, you know Shane.
Yeah, Shane's been out here a few times. Yeah. We must be talking about yours. Yeah, yours is.
It'll be cool.
I'd like to see some kind of an old school type of design, though.
Well, listen, check this out. Here's something. Here's food for thought. We have from the back of the truck to comfortably behind the seats, an easy 11 feet.
Holy crap!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got all kinds of room for activity.
Uh-huh.
I like
I'm not
that.
saying I could do it, and I don't know if Kicker would get behind me on it, but I've already mapped it out, and 2018s would fit. I'm not saying that would be the loudest thing out there, right? But I'm just saying physically 2018s will fit. And you still not sitting in the dash. You're comfortable in your vehicle, you know. So
you're talking about like you're probably something like that. You'd have to be a sealed.
Fourth order sealed, yeah. Sealed side, yeah.
Fourth order, I don't see you going to get that, man. I don't see you getting 2018s and a fourth order. We didn't have the right ratios.
Yeah. I don't know about that. But, you know, how deep is an 18? Well, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Do they even have the 18? We don't know yet, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but that would fit. Physically, that would fit.
What would it be? I don't know, man. I want to do something with a bunch of tents.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, I want to do something with like, I think Jim Brogman, I can't remember if he had 10s or 12s, but he had like 48 tents.
That's what Alma Gates had at first was 48 tens, right?
Yep, 48 tens. That's what she started off with. Yep.
Yeah. And I remember that feeling from, 30 feet away.
David says I need help you get it going. Yeah, I think we're finally, David, I think we're finally getting to talk to him. He'll bring it down here. And now that mine's probably, it's kind of at the point now where I'm just fine tuning everything and I'm fixing to finish out the enclosure and make it slick and everything. That give me a lot of time to spend on Billy's and
right.
get it back out, man. Just
yeah, it needs to get back out. It's tired of being sitting. That truck, it doesn't even have, I bet it doesn't have 25,000 miles on it. Speedometer shows 21, and I remember playing with it, and all the gears from the speedometer come falling out the bottom of the dash, so speedometer quit. So I have to work that out, but I bet the truck literally has 25,000 miles. It's an 89 model for anybody that don't know. 89 model, 25,000 miles. I got a 2019 Dodge. It's got 50,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
So,
how's your Dodge running?
Well, it's running. So they lost me a mile or two per gallon though. Do all that somehow.
They're I won't say no names, but they're under a lot of bad reviews here in Crestview. Heather runs a Facebook group called the Word of Mouth. Oh my Lord, the people that going after them, not just the store you was at, but the company as a whole.
Right.
Holy smokes. So.
Well, you got
your truck back.
When it broke on me that day, I could have backtracked 40 or 50 miles to what is that, Tallahassee, I guess?
Yeah.
Or went your way. Well, I knew you were there, so I was like, no, we'll just go that way. It was like 1 mile difference. And I was like, surely, so we'll just, I have them tow it there. And that's just how I wound up there.
Well, if I had a little more thought more, I'd have one of my customers, Kelly's Diesel. He's phenomenal. One of the best out here, but we probably could have took it to him, but it was a weekend. We'd had to wait till Monday. And
yeah. Well, I wound up waiting a few months. So, right.
Yeah.
Well, also, I think what I will do is when it runs out of, if I still have the truck, is if it runs out of that powertrain warranty, first thing I'm going to do is change that to an aftermarket one. That's what they say to do. Change that, and the aftermarket ones, they say don't break. Yeah.
So we've I I don't want to put a bunch. I've already got, man, 230,000 miles on mine. It's 2016.
Man.
So I put a lot of miles. We put about 80 a year on my truck.
Well,
we
I predict that I will be using that truck to haul the stereo truck around. So it'll have some miles on it if I keep it.
Yeah.
Just paranoid about it now.
Oh yeah. Well, we had Heather's diesel went out. Her ran up in Montgomery, and I'm scared in my truck. If I hear a noise, I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
No.
Because that deal for my truck was 13 grand.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
I thought it was 9.
No, 13. 13. So that would hurt.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took care of most of that for you though, didn't they?
All of it.
All of it.
I just had to take care of my rental, which was 25.
Damn.
Yeah. Right. Can you imagine having to write that bill? Write a check for that?
And you were just right past warranty.
1,500 miles out of the factory warranty.
Well, hey, at least Dodge picked that up.
They got it on the powertrain warranty.
Yeah.
So, all right. Do you guys have any more questions for Rob here? Got a wealth of knowledge sitting there. All you got to do is ask.
Yeah.
And so, Steve, Jimmy, he schedules for himself, and he'll be scheduling some of them up there soon. But you guys do have a little crazy lady next to Dan Current's house that she goes haywire on you guys in Missouri. So we're gonna have to get a restraining order on her from the show. We have to do that before we have it. This lady, she went blasting the shows down in Alabama. She lives up there, right there in St. Louis. Man.
Yeah. You actually need to get a restraining order on somebody?
I think we should do it for her. But that'll be up to them. But anyway, so Jimmy's scheduling the shows up there, and he'll get on it soon. He's just kind of laid back. Every time they start to do something, the COVID stuff, knocks them back out. So as soon as he thinks he can, he'll schedule something up there.
Yeah. Just send me a friend request, Tim.
Tim's got he's had a couple different builds, but he's usually a stealth or a savage build.
I would love to build something for one of the lower classes. Mm-hmm. And the reason I do what I do is not because I want to beat up on people. It's more of, this is what you can do. If I can do it, anybody out there can do it. Anybody out there can do it. You just got to put your mind to it. Use your resources, your friends, people that know.
Got to educate
yourself. Get all the education you can. And it doesn't hurt. Some people get a little upset if you ask them a question and you ask somebody else the same question. It doesn't hurt to get 2 or 3 different opinions. I'm not by any means the all-knowing God of SPL. I learn stuff every day, but I've been around a long time, and I've seen a lot of things, done a lot of things, and I've made tons of mistakes. So, if anybody's got any questions, hit me up on Messenger, Facebook. It doesn't matter. I have no problem helping anybody. Until you get to the point where you just don't want to listen, then I really can't help you.
That is frustrating when you help somebody and you spend all your time and then they just blow it off, man. That is a little bit frustrating.
Yeah. The problem is and I found out here recently that you have. I'm still kind of new in this area. When you try to give somebody some guidance, but they got all their friends in their ears, do this, do that, do this, do that. And, it's hard to go with the new guy that you just met, no matter how much experience you have, as your buddies, and and that kind of gets in the way. And I found that out recently too, you know. Or somebody tells you, "Hey, I want to build for SPL, I want to do big numbers, but I want to do it at 20 hertz." I mean, that's you should know how many times that people want to do a number, but yet run a sound quality build. You just can't do it. I mean, who was it? Oh man, what was his? I want to say Crawford. Back in the day, had a mini truck that was just a phenomenal SQ truck, but would get after it in the SPL lanes too. Damn it, what was his name? I'm gonna figure that out now. But yeah, I mean, I think he was from Louisiana or Texas. But man, now I'm gonna have to figure it out and make some phone calls. But he was the only person who's ever done it. But the problem is, it's kind of like what you're wanting to do. You're in the right direction. You want to be able to shut off the subs and just play your front stage with your Shield 10s and
if we need
sound quality.
Right.
So you're doing the only way you can do it.
Right.
I had a 97 Trans Am that I would actually change the port when I would go from one lane to the other, but it never really did good sound quality. And plus, I found that I didn't like sound quality because if you wasn't buddies with the judge, you didn't get a good score, and that's why it was too critical.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, this ain't for me because my mentality and my mentality, I couldn't deal with somebody else. You can't. When you put a number up on a meter, it's up there. You're done.
Yeah. I tell you, I look forward to when Base Wars can do sound quality. I just don't have the network of judges, but I am sound quality guy at heart, right? I can't just build something for strictly SPL. I ain't got it in me. I got to have some good sound in there. So that front's going to sound good. We do what we can with the back, but the front's going to sound good.
and that's. I'm cool with that. I mean, it's been a while since you've seen one that can kind of flip flop like that. So I'm kind of excited. I'll let you deal with this SQ side of it. Anything,
Yeah.
I want the party in the back.
Yeah. I tell people, the people do SPL now, and there's people do sound quality now. I'm like, hey, we used to have to do it all.
Oh man, flash dance.
So. I so look forward to it.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right, so let's see. Okay, so my plan here is to just put as many subs in there as we can and make it loud, but it's going to be a sound quality build too. So we'll be to do the best of both worlds. That's the plan. That's the plan. We'll see. So, all right. Well, Rob, man, it looks like we got all the questions, man. I appreciate you coming on with us. I do.
No, not a problem. Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah. We'll do it again anytime you like. If you ever want to come on again.
Okay. Anytime, just whenever. Me, I'm pretty open to whatever. So I appreciate y'all having me on here.
Yeah, and so look, I'm gonna share this with you too, right quick, because that way I can share it with everybody. But I just called out those dates that we're gonna be in Crestview, which is where Rob is. So basically, Rob, starting in January, we're at your place. So and in February, we're at Pensacola at KC's place, and we flip flop every month. So I don't know how far you are away from Pensacola. But
45 minutes.
So let's say from Mobile, well, let's just say from Pensacola and Crestview and however far, 45 minutes maybe over to Tallahassee. Is that right? From where you are?
No, I'm 2 hours from Tallahassee.
2 hours from Tallahassee. What's that next town where you are?
Nothing
Going
really.
that way.
Panama City would be a
Okay.
location.
Well, so in the Florida, the Panhandle, I guess we'd say, we've got roughly 12 shows. That's one a month in that area. So hopefully we can get it built up. And I'm just saying it won't be one hit or miss. We got them on the map. So you're going to have a lot of shows in the Panhandle area.
That's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah. And I don't know. I imagine Jeremy will probably jump on with some of them, huh?
That's kind of between y'all. If y'all want to do something like that,
he's welcome anytime.
Yeah, the biggest thing is if he's going to come down here, he don't beat us up on because they have sanctioning fees and stuff that he has to pay.
Right.
I would like to get some of these guys to do some crossover stuff.
Yeah.
That makes it hard on him. You got 30 cars and he has 10.
Right.
And he prices fairly like you do. He don't try to knock nobody's head off, but
I think he's actually a little cheaper than I am, isn't he?
Yeah, he's at $20.
Yeah.
So, but it's it's legal on a dash, and most people are afraid of that because they don't see that big number.
Yeah.
But then they've also got is it base boxing? Not base boxing. Base race.
Base race, yeah.
Which is pretty cool. So for a lot of those guys that like to have music builds, that'd be a good couple class for them to get into.
Yeah.
And it's cool that you're willing to split a venue with him. So
man, I don't ever have problems with another org being there. Happy to have them. Jeffrey, so hopefully I've started talking to some people down south, and hopefully I'll have some help down south soon, and we'll be able to have a lot of shows down your way. You won't have to travel so far. I see Jeffrey when I'm in Tampa, so that's a long ride. And Tim, we're looking for a spot. We're afraid the spot where we've been using is going to go away. We're afraid to schedule a show and then show up there and it be blocked off because they're building a casino there. So Andrew and I just talked the other day, and we're trying to find a spot to have it, so that we know we have it and we won't show up and it not be there. So, well, all right, Rob, man, I appreciate you.
All right, bud.
I guess we can get off and go to bed now, huh?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I've got some stuff I got to finish up, but yeah, I got a long day tomorrow. But I appreciate y'all having me on.
Yeah, thank you, man, so much for coming.
All right, y'all have a good night.
All right, talk to you later. All right, y'all. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and so enjoy our little intro again. I'll make another one for when we leave, but I haven't done it yet. But so anyway, see you guys next week.